Alright, John Oaks here with Hankster's Hot Rods here in our Homer City, Pennsylvania location. Today we're going to go over this vehicle sitting right beside me here. This is a 1969 Hugger Orange Camaro. Now this is the correct color for this car, and as you can see it's got the white stripes up over the hood and of course down the deck lid on the back of the car. And these are painted on stripes, they're not a vinyl stripe, so again that's all paint. So on our car here, we have our 350 emblems here on the front fender. That is what's underneath the hood, and we'll get to that here as we do our walk around. All of our turn signal side marker indicator lights, those are all in great shape. The bezels on those and the lenses on them, again, all in really good shape. Now our car, all of the bright work, the bumpers, the wheelet moldings, of course you see the rocker molding here, and then the drip rail moldings here, those are all in great shape, as is all of the moldings around all of our windows here. They're polished up, nice and straight, in good condition on this car. The doors, the gaps here on the doors, front and back, are pretty good. Elevations are right on this car, and again, all of our body lines are going to line up very well on this car. So the door has been adjusted very well in relation to the front fender and the rear quarter panel. Now as far as the glass on this car, our driver's side glass here, it's in great shape. There's no chips or cracks in this. Don't see any scratches either really in this side glass here. It does look like it's slightly tinted also. And we do have just the driver's side mirror. This is a chrome mirror. The finish on that is in really good shape. And the mirror part itself, the glass in that, is in great shape. Let's go ahead and open our driver's side door, take a look inside. This is where you'll see it's got the bucket seats up front with the headrest. We do have seat belts both front and rear. Factory dash, the dash pad itself is in good condition. There's no cracks or tears in that. You can see the floor, the carpeting, that's in great shape. No fading, no rips or tears there. And seat upholstery is in good shape. We've got the center console there. It is an automatic center console with the horseshoe shifter, and that does control the 700R4 automatic overdrive transmission that's in this car. It's got the SS steering wheel, factory instrumentation. Does have some aftermarket gauges in the center console there, and those are mainly going to consist of your oil pressure, your water temperature, your voltmeter, and the fourth gauge is the fuel gauge in this car. So your gauges up in the dash are going to be your speedo and your tach down there. Now again, all of our seals and weather stripping on this car are in great shape. Seals on the quarter window, same thing, all in good shape. There's no pieces missing out of them, no rips or tears in any of it. It's going to seal up really nice. Door shuts very well too. As I always do, I always like to feel through the rain gutters here just to see that the paint and everything is nice and smooth. And again, on this car it is, so that's all good here. Quarter panel nice and straight as we come back to the side here. Now, if you look up along the side here, the wheels and tires, I just want to mention those are just your factory steel rally wheels. They're 15/8 the whole way around on this car with BFGoodrich Radial TA tires. They're 225/60s on the front, 235/60s on the rear. As we come around the back, you'll obviously see that our Camaro here has the rear trunk spoiler on it. Again, the stripes are correct as they come down from the deck lid here up over top of the spoiler. Of course, you see the SS emblems here on the tail panel. Chrome rear bumper in good shape, no pitting of the chrome whatsoever. The tail light lenses and bezels, those are in great shape too, as there are no chips or cracks in any of that. We're going to go ahead and open up our trunk lid here. And just bear with me till I find the correct key. There we go. So there you got to see that the trunk lock works. It pops open nice. Our weather stripping and seals here, again in great shape. It comes together right here in the center as it should. No chips or rips or tears out of any of that. So that's going to seal up real nice. The underside of the trunk here, that's all done the same color as the rest of the car. The inside of the trunk, the floors, these are in great shape. Done in the correct black and aqua trunk spatter paint. All of your drain plugs, those are installed in here too. So again, this is all in good shape for this car here. Really nice trunk. So we'll close this up. That closes nice and easy, and then we'll walk our way around the passenger side. So again, as we look down the sides of the vehicle, the metal is nice and straight. Our door gaps and elevations, just like on the other side, they all match up very well with the rest of the panels on the car. All of our body lines are all in alignment too. The glass over on the passenger side, as you can see here, nice glass. Again, there's no chips, cracks, don't see any scratches either. And again, it is tinted. We'll open this side up, that way you'll get to take a peek on the passenger side. And again, same thing, you'll just notice got a little bit of wood grain trim on the center console as well as the dash up there. Factory gauges in the dash itself, plus the aftermarkets down in the center console gauge pod there. Again, the seat belts, both front and rear, and all of your door panels and so forth, those are all in good shape on this car as well. Close this up. Again, that side closes nice and easy too. This side does not have the mirror, just on the driver's side. And as we come around now to the front again, you've got the matching 350 emblems, and now we arrive back here at the front of the car. So again, on our front nose here, this is your standard 69 Camaro nose with the SS emblems here right in the center. The grille is all intact. Front bumper, the chrome on that is nice finish on that too, no pitting. And then down below, we have the front air dam as well. Now up top here for our hood, this is a steel hood. It's a steel 2-inch Cowl induction hood. And again, these are the stripes that were painted on here, white to match everything else. So again, that's all in great condition and everything looks good. Your gaps and elevations on your hood, all very well in alignment with everything else. So let's go ahead and open our hood. And now we'll talk a little bit about what we have underneath here. So this is a 350 cubic inch small block Chevrolet engine. You can see we've got an aftermarket air cleaner on there. Now this is a reusable air filter from Edelbrock, it looks like. Underneath we've got an Edelbrock 1406 carburetor. That's a single feed 4-barrel carburetor with the electric choke on it. So whether it's warm or cold outside, it should start up no problem. Got the Edelbrock Performer EPS aluminum intake here, and a set of Edelbrock chrome valve covers on there as well. Now you'll notice we've got a set of ceramic coat long tube headers on these. These are Doug Thorley name brand. So good name brand header, nice thick flanges. They're not going to warp on you whatsoever. And then this car, when we do the underside video, it's got a very nice exhaust system on it from a company called Pipes. It's called the Pipes Violator exhaust system with mufflers complete from headers all the way back clear to the tailpipes. Very nice sounding exhaust system. On this car here also, we've got an HEI distributor, Accel 8mm plug wires to help deliver the spark to the engine, power steering, power brakes, which is disc up front, drums in the rear, stock style radiator with the shroud, a 7-blade flex fan in there to help cool everything down. All the belts and hoses are in great shape on this car too. So that's pretty much it for the engine. Now behind this engine, I briefly mentioned it when we did our interior. It is an automatic transmission. It's a 700R4 automatic overdrive transmission. And then as far as the rear end, we've got a GM 10 bolt. It's got a 323 gear ratio in it, and it is a POSI unit. So that's been it for the outside of the vehicle, inside and under the hood. We'll get this thing on the lift next, go through the underside, and then we'll fire this engine up so you get to hear what that exhaust sounds like. Alright, so now that we have our 69 Camaro up on the lift, we're going to go through, just as we do with all of our cars, go through from front to back, talk about steering, suspension, drive line, frame, and floors on this car. So again, starting up front, we've got your stock cross member here. It's in good shape. We've got the stock stamped steel components as far as your upper and lower control arms go on the front end. All of which the bottom ones look like they're brand new. You can tell from the finish on them. Springs and shocks are all in great condition on this car. And the steering, this would be pretty much your stock steering setup, except they did add in these nice Hotchkiss tie rod adjusters here so that you could set your toe very easily just by loosening up the jam nuts here, getting a wrench on these adjusters and turning them whichever way you need to go. Ball joints on your tie rods, those are all in great shape. Your the rubber dust boot covers, those are all intact on every one of those, as well as on all of your ball joints. Ball joints, those all look to be brand new too, and you can tell that everything's been greased and maintained very well on this particular vehicle. It is power steering also, by the way. Next thing up front is the brakes. Disc brakes up front, drums on the rear. This is a power brake vehicle as well, so stopping, not going to be an issue with this car. It'll stop really, really nice for you. As far as the drive line, since I'm standing right underneath it, we've got a small block Chevy 350 cubic inch motor here, and then we have that backed up with the 700R4 automatic overdrive transmission. Now, as I look at the oil pan on the motor and the pan on the transmission, I do not see any leaks whatsoever. Also, you can see that it's a chrome pan, so that dresses up the underside here really nice as well. The transmission cross member, got this nice tubular section in here that's aftermarket, but it's been bolted in. The actual mount for the tail shaft, that's in great shape too. And the transmission, as far as the rear seal goes, that is nice and dry too on this. Of course, then you have the drive shaft. It's a balanced unit. That's going to help eliminate a lot of your vibrations in your drivetrain. And then we have the rear end. Now this is a 10-bolt GM rear end. This is the 8.2-inch ring gear. It's got a, I believe it was a, I want to say either 273 or 375 gear. I will check on that to make sure, and we will make sure that that is correct. But it is a POSI unit. As far as the rear suspension, you can see we've got a multi-leaf rear suspension, just regular gas shocks back here, but again, everything is done very nice on this Camaro. As far as the exhaust work, you can see real nice job of this. They've started off with a set of ceramic coated long tube headers, and then we have a complete exhaust system from Pipes. That's the name of the company. So you can see these real nice bent 2.5-inch exhaust pipes here, all the way back into a dual set of their Pipes Violator mufflers. And then of course we've got the correct style tailpipes up over top of the rear housing, and then exiting out between the rear leaf and the quarter panel. The whole thing 2.5 inch. It does not taper down when it gets back to those tailpipes. The other thing that looks really, really nice under this car is this fuel tank here. Brand new tank, nice polished up here, probably a stainless unit here. Again, excellent condition. All of the hardware, the straps and the bolts and everything, all of that is new too. Again, it looks great back there. Now as far as the frame and floors then, of course our stock subframe here, that's in great shape, nice and straight and square the whole way back here. Our body bushings, those are in good shape. The rear frame sections, the dog legs here up over top of the rear end, those are nice and square and straight the whole way back the car. Pinch welds along the frame and floor here, those are in great shape, nice and straight the whole way back. Your fuel lines and brake lines run on either side all the way back. You can see it does have the emergency brake here also, all hooked up from the front cable to the intermediate cable to the rear cables all the way back to those rear drum brakes. And the floors on the car, they've got the original floors. They're all intact. You can see they are the correct metal. They've got all the stamping lines and everything. All of your drain plugs are in the floors also. So again, all of that is in great shape too. So the only thing left to go over is wheels and tires on the car. They've got factory steel rally wheels on it. They are 15 by 8s though on all four corners with the beauty rings and the center caps with BFGoodrich Radial TA tires on them. We've got two 35 60 R15s on the front, and I believe there are two 45 60 15s on the back of the car. Again, tread is in great shape on these. So again, that is pretty much it for underneath our 69 Camaro. So at this time, we're going to drop it on the lift, and then we're going to open the hood up and get this engine started up for you so you get to hear what it sounds like.